Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're mapping out the ultimate chronological journey to becoming a leading health and safety professional of the future. We're totally unpacking the NEBOSH Level 6 International Diploma, looking at the time commitment, the assessments, and the global doors it absolutely swings open for your career. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is the comprehensive roadmap we'll be exploring together. We've got 1. The NEBOSH Level 6 Diploma. 2. Are you ready? 3. What will you learn? 4. Choosing a learning partner. 5. Tackling the assessments. And 6. Advancing your career. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the NEBOSH Level 6 Diploma. So this is the foundation of our journey. It's an advanced RQF Level 6 qualification, carrying the academic weight of a university degree with 42 credits. And it completely replaces the older international syllabus. And we've got this great quote right from the source. Developed with experts for experts. NEBOSH literally consulted over 600 stakeholders. We're talking previous learners, subject matter experts, and, absolutely crucial here, employers. They all got together to forge this highly practical syllabus designed to tackle real everyday health and safety issues. Moving right along to Section 2. Are you ready? Let's talk about the foundational requirements you need before jumping into this massive commitment. You might be wondering, what does a 7.0 actually mean for you? Well, to understand and articulate the really complex concepts in this diploma, you are strongly recommended to have a minimum English standard equivalent to an IELTS 7.0 score. You're going to be writing detailed reports and crafting complex strategic policies, so your communication skills need to be razor sharp right out of the gate. Now, technically speaking, there are no mandatory entry requirements to enroll, but, and this is a big but, it is strongly recommended that you already hold the NEBOSH General Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety. Why? Because the syllabus explicitly assumes you already possess that baseline knowledge. If you try to bypass the certificate and dive straight into the diploma, you're going to find yourself playing a seriously difficult game of catch-up. Which brings us to Section 3. What will you learn? So what tangible skills are you actually going to walk away with? Well, you'll learn how to advise on global standards like ILO legislation and potential enforcement actions. You're not just following policy anymore. You're developing overarching risk and safety strategies. You'll learn to promote a genuinely positive safety culture and manage really complex modern challenges like contractors and global supply chains. Mastering these specific areas, that's exactly what makes you an invaluable asset to literally any organization. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer quantitative weight of what we're talking about here. You're looking at 185 taught hours, 144 recommended self-study hours, and 80 assessment hours. That is a grand total of 409 hours of intense academic focus. To put that into perspective, that's like watching the entire extended Lord of the Rings trilogy about 35 times. It's a marathon, for sure, which is exactly why having the right support system around you is absolutely critical. That naturally leads us to Section 4, choosing a learning partner. Since solo self-study just isn't an option for a NEBOSH qualification, picking your accredited learning partner is basically your first major operational hurdle. Let's walk through a quick 4-step decision-making framework. First up, mode of study. Are you a face-to-face learner or do you prefer distance or e-learning? Second, course structure. Do evening classes work best or do you need block releases? Third, location. The great news here is exams are taken in over 130 countries, so you've got options. And fourth, ongoing support. Will they actually be there for you when those intense assessments start looming? Take your time, reach out to a few partners, compare their fees, and find the perfect match for your exact learning style. Okay, let's look at Section 5, tackling the assessments. Time to prove that knowledge. Now, what's really interesting about this is how clearly it maps out the heavy, scenario-based workload you need to pass. We've got 3 unique assessment formats. Unit DI1 is all about workplace principles. It's a massive assignment involving workplace-based tasks, simulations, and research. It takes about 40 hours, and you've got a strict 4-week window to submit it. Then you have units DI2 and DI3. These focus on controlling specific health and safety issues using scenario-based case studies. They take about 20 hours each with a tight 2-week submission window. They are rigorous, and yes, they're all run through Turnitin plagiarism software. But hey, don't let those intense assessment windows stress you out. Because from the moment you enroll, you actually get a highly flexible 5-year window to complete all 3 units. Plus, you can tackle them in any order you want. Once you digitally submit a unit, you'll get your results 50 working days later. Oh, and quick side note, you are required to have a closing interview after each assessment. Then, once you've successfully passed that third and final unit, your official qualification parchment is issued just 20 working days later. So, how does the grading actually work? It's based on your combined percentage mark across the 3 units. To score a pass, you need a combined 150 to 195. To grab a credit, you're looking at 196 to 225. And if you are gunning for that highly coveted distinction, you'll need a combined score of 226 or higher. It is fantastic to have these overarching targets clearly delineated right from day one so you know exactly what to aim for. Finally, we've reached Section 6, advancing your career and looking at that global recognition. Let's release a bit of that assessment tension and look at the incredible global rewards waiting for you at the finish line. The international weight of this diploma is massive. Starting over in Canada, holding this makes you eligible for CSRST certification. And if you have the practical workplace experience, the BCSRP actually gives you a streamlined route directly to the Canadian Registered Safety Professional certification. Talk about opening doors instantly. Jumping across the globe to South Africa, the South African Institute of Occupational Safety and Health officially recognizes it too. If you're currently sitting at a technical member level, this qualification directly satisfies the academic requirements to level up your professional standing to a graduate membership, or Grad SIOSH. And moving over to the US and global recognition, the Board of Certified Safety Professionals recognizes this diploma as a qualified equivalent program. This is literally a game changer because it meets the requirement for the Transitional Safety Practitioner designation. That acts as a direct, powerful stepping stone toward the highly coveted Certified Safety Professional, or CSP, certification. Looking at UK and global standards, following its accreditation by Ofqual, the UK's exam watchdog, the diploma perfectly aligns with the stringent academic demands of IOSH. It squarely meets the academic requirements for you to apply for membership at the appropriate grade, connecting you with a massive global network of dedicated pros. Let's summarize the final professional perks here. First, you get to slap those respected designatory letters, IDIP, NEBOSH, right after your name. Second, joining the Global NEBOSH Alumni Network unlocks exclusive professional development events and resources. And finally, if you want to push your academic journey even further, this diploma opens up pathways to master's degrees in occupational health, safety, and environmental management, especially through their partnerships with places like the University of Hull. We've looked at the intense demands, the rigorous assessments, and the absolute global prestige that comes with this qualification. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative question. Are you ready to commit the 400+ hours required to become a globally recognized health and safety leader of the future? The ultimate roadmap is laid out right in front of you. Now it's totally up to you to take that very first step. Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and I genuinely wish you the absolute best of luck on your journey.